Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. Friday is almost there. All of us are obsessed with diet. I know I have been in past, not anymore. But what exactly is the diet culture? Why are we as a society so obsessed with it? Well, that's what we want to understand. And Jess is here with me, dispelling this whole myth and ideas of dieting. Jess is a registered dietitian. She focuses on educating all of us on her Instagram account about diet culture. Thank you so much, Jess, for joining me. An amazing topic.
Thank you for having me.
Let's just understand what is this diet cycle and the culture that we talk about.
So, diet culture is basically everywhere. I mean, it's our friends, it's our family members, it's on social media. And it's basically just telling us the message that thinner is better, skinnier means you are morally superior. Um, and that culture that worships that thinness isn't very realistic. We could all eat the exact same things and exercise the same amount, and our bodies are still going to look different. We're all going to have different, shapes and sizes. So we want to try to dispel that diet culture and help people learn to accept, how they look and be comfortable in their body.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. All of us look at, and the thing is that everyone else, they'll post the most beautiful picture of themselves and not post something that's real. So and you think everyone else is having a great time, and here you are a little bit fat, or kind of things going out of whack. So let's just understand, how do you break this diet cycle? It's not just the food, it's just the mindset also, right? So how do you put it all together and put it in a way that I can eat according to what I'm supposed to eat?
So, yeah, just to kind of break down what that diet cycle looks like. So, a diet by nature is usually cutting out a food or food group, or just generally restricting your intake. So, when you do that, follow a diet, you're following that restriction, you start to feel deprived. You might, start to become obsessed with food. If you're not getting enough, you might feel tired, sluggish, but you're going to be stressed, physically, mentally, emotionally. And it's going to trigger your brain to tell you basically, you need to go eat more food. And eventually you're going to give in to that, because your brain is going to overpower you and tell you this is more important. You're starving, you need to eat. And then generally what we see whenever someone's coming from a period of restriction, whether it's a day, a week, a month, they tend to overeat or sometimes even binge eat. And then the cycle continues because they start to feel shamed that they did binge, or they feel guilty that they weren't able to stick to this diet. And that out of control feeling kind of spirals them right back into a new diet or restarting the old diet. I mean, we've all heard that, diet starts Monday. So it's just kind of tapping into another period of restriction. And so we know that diets don't work long term. There is so much research that says, we need to look at more long-term data. A lot of the research that does say, oh yeah, improved diabetes or improved heart disease or blood pressure, due to weight loss. It's not usually the weight loss that is improving it. It's the behaviors that are probably contributing to the weight loss, like exercise and healthy eating. So I try to take the focus off of the weight and more onto those behaviors for people to kind of make their own and follow those and find what works for them, instead of having, this diet dictated to them to tell them what they can and can't eat or what they should be doing.
So that's great, but someone who is a little bit overweight, not obese, but a little bit overweight, So what do you suggest in the sense not to restrict themselves, but maybe up their exercise? Talk to us a little bit like that, but because a lot of people nowadays have some kind of an issue, either an health ailment or some kind of obese, overweight, especially in the United States, if you look at the data, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is your message to them?
So yeah, I mean, my message there is, again, that those studies that show that diabetes, whatever conditions are going to improve with weight loss, those studies are typically only 6 months to a year, sometimes 2 years. So we're not looking at long term. And that's why, just kind of getting back to diets don't work, because they're too restrictive long term. So if you are someone who identifies as being overweight or fat, I always encourage, forget about the number on the scale. Take a look at what you're doing. Are you, eating enough fruits and vegetables? Are you getting in movement every day? Are you getting enough sleep at night? Whenever we have a lack of sleep, we lose control of those hunger hormones, and that can kind of wreak havoc on our system. Stress is another big one. Cortisol is our stress hormone. And when that is high, it's going to typically be very difficult to lose any weight. So focusing instead on how can I improve X, Y, Z, instead of just focusing on that number on the scale. And always you want to be getting your regular, blood work, meeting with your primary care provider. And for my clients that I work with, I always tell them, it's more important to have good numbers on the lab side of things, like good heart rate, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugars, versus having that ideal number that they want on the scale.
Okay, so the focus is really eating right. That's what I'm understanding. Healthy plate, what we are told.
Yeah.
And then supplementing that, of course, complementing that with the proper exercise, proper sleep, not having too much stress. And the combination of all that is not just only the food, but the other things that combine together. So what you're talking about is really advocating a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, rather than only just eating wrong or right? That's what I'm understanding.
Absolutely. So that lifestyle change, kind of thinking, one step at a time, making gradual changes. Maybe you're someone who hates vegetables, or you think you hate vegetables. Kind of trying a new one every week, seeing different ways to season it, to cook it, pair it with different foods. That would be a small step, kind of working towards increasing fruits and vegetables in your diet. Exercise. If you're not someone who's currently active, I always recommend starting out just walking. And I'm here in the Northeast, where we're finally starting to get a taste of that spring weather. So we got to go outside and get that vitamin D while we can. But those small gradual changes, like you said, that lifestyle changes, we need to make those more gradual, instead of an extreme of, okay, well, I'm going to cut out this, and this. That's not going to be realistic long term.
Absolutely. And then anything else you'd like to add? This is a quick 10-minute session that we bring on a daily basis to advocate holistic lifestyle. And that's exactly what you are advocating, not only the diet part, the exercise, the stress, and the sleep. So it's Absolutely. A holistic lifestyle, right? That would actually help all of us to live a happier and healthier life in the long term.
Yep. The way I work with clients, we do focus on nutrition, but I feel that all of those play, they all play a part in working together to achieve optimal health.
Absolutely. But thank you so much, Jess, for being with us this morning. To everyone else, keep supporting us. And we are coming up with our app as well as our platform by the end of this month. So stay tuned and keep supporting us with that. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. Thank you. And thank you, Jess. Bye.